Okay, next question is a flex budget. A flex budget is the one where we are using budgeted variable cost per unit or budgeted selling price per unit. It is multiplied by actual units. So this is called what? This is called flex budget. A budget showing variable production cost only. A budget showing actual cost and revenue in the budget period. A budget which shows the cost and variance revenues at different level of activity. A budget that is changed monthly. So a flex budget is the one where we are calculating cost and revenues at different level of activity. Basically, we can flexible budget at different levels of activity. This is flex budget. Flexible means what we are preparing, different budgets, like at 10,000 units, at 12,000 units, suppose at 15,000 units. What is the purpose of this flexible budget? We wanted to know the cost behavior of different costs, like which one of the costs are variable cost, which are fixed cost, and which one of the costs are semi-variable cost. What term describes the forecasting? Forecasting is talking about the future budget or next accounting period of differences between actual and planned outcomes and the implementation of action before the event to avoid such differences. So when you are making plan for the future, this is called what? This is called feed forward. Variance analysis is like feedback where we are calculating the difference between budget and actual results. Budget is the one where we are making plans for the future or next accounting period. Feedback is the one where we are calculating the difference between what? The difference between budget and actual results. A variance report comparing actual results achieved during a month with the budgeted performance for the month is an example of variance. Is called feedback control, where we are calculating the difference between budgeted and actual results. A business prepared the following budget for the year. Sales $640,000, direct cost $250,000, overheads $330,000. So it is overhead cost. Nothing is mentioned overhead over here like variable overheads or fixed overheads. When it is not mentioned that either it is variable overheads or fixed overheads, then we will say that these are called what? Only the production overheads. So production overheads is what? Production overheads is semi-variable cost. So semi-variable cost is what? Semi-variable cost is the mix of variable and fixed. One third of the overheads cost are the variable costs. So out of these $330,000, we have variable cost or variable overheads of one third. So we have one third variable overhead 330,000 multiplied by 1 by 3, it is 110,000. Then we have fixed overheads. Fixed overheads is equal to 330,000 multiplied by 2 by 3. This is called 220,000. Actual results for the year were to make, sell only 90% of the budgeted quantities. So 640,000 is showing what? It is the original budget, which is representing 100%. And here we have what? 90% of the budgeted quantities. Sales revenue was 570,000 and costs were 565,000. What is the sales price variance for the year? So actually we sold what? 90% of the budgeted quantities. So what we can do, we can flex our sales revenue. So flex sales revenue is equal to 640,000 multiplied by 0.90 So we have what? 614,000 and at 90%. Alternatively, if we say that 640,000 dollar is the revenue of what? It is the revenue of like sorry, 90%. Once again, I will calculate 90%, which is 576,000. And alternatively, if I assume that this 100% is 100 units and actually we produce 90 units, we definitely will get the same answer. So either treat 90% as zero point 0.9 or treat 100% as 100 units and then treat this 90% as 90 units. In either case, your answer will be same. So to calculate sales price variance, we have flex budget sales of 576,000. Actual sales revenue is 570,000. So actual revenue is less than the flex budget. So that's why we have $6,000 adverse. $6,000 adverse means what? Reduction in revenue will reduce our profitability. So that's why it is $6,000 adverse. Next one is a product has budgeted direct labor cost of $6 per unit. In a period, production volume was budgeted 8,000 and actual is 7,700 units. Actual direct labor costs for the period were 47,600. Total direct labor cost variance due to rate and efficiency factor was. Place a tick to indicate whether the variance was favorable or adverse. So we will follow the formula of direct labor cost variance is equal to budgeted labor cost per unit 6 minus actual labor cost. We will calculate 47,600 divided by actual unit 7,700. 47,600 divided by 7,700, we have 6.18181. 6.18181 into actual sales unit 7,700. So we have answer of $1,400 adverse. We can solve this alternatively, or we calculate flexed labor cost by multiplying 6 with the actual unit 7,700. 6 multiplied by 7,700, 46,200 minus actual labor cost 47,600. So we have $1,400 adverse. $1,400 adverse. A product has budgeted material cost of $12 per unit. Production volume for the period was actual 6,750, budgeted 6,500. Actual direct material cost for the period is 79,840. What was the total direct material cost variance? So once again, same formula we can use. Flexed material cost 12 multiplied by actual units 6,750, $81,000 minus actual material cost 79,840. So minus 79,840. $1,160 is adverse.